Good Wednesday morning. Americans waking up to a political shockwave overnight.
A return to power for Donald Trump, elected the 47th president of the United States. Good morning. It's November 6th. This is Today. Red wave.
Frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time.
Former President Trump, now the president-elect again, dominating the swing states to seal a historic return to the White House.
Thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have.
Trump's path to victory driven by issues like the economy, a surge in support from Hispanic voters, and a gender gap led by young men.
This is my first time voting at all.
Republicans also scoring major upsets to seize control of the U.S.
This is a
Senate.
new dawn of Republican leadership.
This morning, we're going to break it all down. What went right for Trump and the Republican Party? What went wrong for Harris and the Democrats? And what it means for America's future today, Wednesday, November 6th, 2024.
From NBC News, this is a special edition of Today, Decision 2024, with Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. out here on the East Coast. We're glad you're with us. This is a special edition of Today on the morning after the election. Good morning, Hoda.
Good morning to you, honey. A lot of people bleary-eyed. They were up late watching the return. Some people were up late working the returns. But the results are really clear and decisive,
yes,
right?
The results are in. Donald Trump set to make a historic return to the White House. The former president, now the president-elect. NBC News projecting he has eclipsed the 270 Electoral College votes needed. And here's the path to victory. Trump has busted through the blue wall, winning both Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. He also carried the South, including those key swing states of Georgia and North Carolina.
President-elect Trump claimed victory during a speech at his watch party in Florida, saying voters have given him a, quote, powerful mandate for his agenda over the next 4 years.
Also this morning, we are closely watching the battle for Congress. We can tell you Republicans have seized control of the Senate. They flipped several seats. The House is at this point still up for grabs and may not be known the outcome there for several weeks. We're covering it all. Let's get started. NBC's Garrett Haake, who covers the Trump campaign. Sun's coming up. Garrett, good morning to you.
Savannah, good morning to you. And yes, Donald Trump's victory in this campaign as stunning as it was complete, knocking Joe Biden out of the race over the summer, then overnight defeating Kamala Harris by winning at least 2 out of the 3 so-called Democratic blue wall states. Now, the first president to be reelected to non-consecutive terms in more than 100 years is coming back to Washington with what he calls a powerful mandate from the American people.
Look what.
First big winter storm and very windy along the West Coast. We're looking at sunshine and seasonal conditions, although temperatures actually out west anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees cooler than average, guys.
Okay, cool.
Well, I have a mother in Arizona. We'll be happy to hear that. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Al.
Al. All right. Also, we got new numbers coming in just this morning as the nation wakes up with Donald Trump set to make his historic return to the White House.
We'll dive into them with Steve Kornacki, and we'll have a look ahead. Vice President Harris expected to address the nation later today.
From NBC News, this is a special edition of Today, Decision 2024, with Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Hi, everybody. We're back 8 a.m. on the East Coast, 5 a.m. in the West. If you're just waking up, a long election night stretching into the morning. Oh, I have 3 cups of coffee lined up here. The race is still too close to call in some of those western battlegrounds in Michigan, but the bottom line is clear as day. Donald Trump, once again the president-elect, the 45th president set to return to the White House, and he will be the nation's 47th president.
Indeed, it was Wisconsin that put him over the threshold of 270 electoral votes. NBC News calling the race just after 5 this morning, maybe while you were asleep. Trump also, by the way, right now leading in the popular vote.
Well, we're covering every aspect of this race as well as the fight for control of Congress at this hour. Let's get started. NBC's Garrett Hake in West Palm Beach, Florida. Garrett, good morning to you. Says, or the now constitutional enshrinement says the point of viability. Is that essentially like reinstating Roe v. Wade?
Yes, and that it's an interesting point to put out because these are all sort of happening in the post-Dobbs era, and it's returning us basically to the pre-2024 land.
All right, Laura, thank you so much.
Got much more ahead this morning, including an inside look at what led to President-elect Trump's historic victory. We'll go inside the numbers after.